Hi, it's the non-revving mommy here. I wanted to talk to you about my trip to Iceland. It was short. It was a 10th anniversary present for my husband, so I went without the kids. Awesome. I only went for about 2.5 days with the time change. Landed at 6:30 in the morning, Iceland Air. Took about an hour to get my suitcase, get to the rental car place. Hopped in the car I rented a GPS that I had a very strong love-hate relationship with. Eventually made it to the Blue Lagoon. Took me about an hour late. It was dark. It was snowing. I had 2 hours of sleep on the airplane. And the whole country is just covered in traffic circles. And the GPS would sometimes tell you when to get out, and sometimes it would just display it on the screen. And since I didn't have a navigator, I was by myself. I got lost quite a bit in the beginning. Made it to Blue Lagoon. Don't really recommend it. I understand why you think you have to go. If you do go, I would probably take a stagecoach or something, or go part of a tour group. Because at 9 in the morning, it was just full of drunk tourists with selfie sticks, and I had to stay sober, and I was just kind of annoyed with everybody. Plus, it was sleeting, like sideways sleet in your ear, so you're kind of like hunched into the water like this. And cost me about $62 for what I paid. I probably should have stayed longer, but I was kind of over it and over everyone. Turns out it's man-made. It was supposed to be a power plant, which is disappointing. But it was pretty. You get your few obligatory Instagram pics and then take off. After that, I was going to go downtown to Reykjavik, but I was driving and I found randomly an IKEA by the side of the road, and I was fading pretty bad because it was about noon, and I needed coffee really bad because I'd only had 2 hours of sleep and like 4 the night before at home. So I stopped to get some coffee, and then I realized if I killed a little bit of time, I could probably check in early at the hotel because check-in was 2. So I figured if I killed an hour and asked nicely, they'd let me check in, which they did. They have a fresh bakery there. Highly recommend. So good. And I knew my hotel, the Fisherman's Village, had refrigerators but no microwaves. So I grabbed some lox and some mustard and a thing of bread and had a great picnic for dinner. It was awesome. And I got some seltzer and some really disgusting, I thought it was beer, but it was some sort of malted cola thing. I don't know. It was disgusting. Everybody at IKEA was drinking it, so I thought, okay. It was like 15 or 16 bucks too for a 6-pack. And I drank one, and I didn't even drink the whole thing. I just cracked it open and left the rest in the fridge for housekeeping. It was so gross. Tip, if you go to Iceland, make sure you buy alcohol at duty free before you leave because it is insanely expensive everywhere. I don't drink Captain Morgan, but at the grocery store it was like $32 or something. Insane. And I would have really probably should have bought that at duty free, but it was 6:30 in the morning and I wasn't really feeling it, and I regretted it later. Or you could not drink, which I don't know why you would do that, but just kidding. So I went to the hotel, checked in, made some friends. We went to happy hour in Reykjavik, and luckily they had coupons because it was about $15 a beer everywhere. And I don't really know where they got the coupons, but it was in a tourist book. So we got 20% off, which helped a little. And you don't have to tip, so that helps even more. But went back to the hotel, had my little picnic, watched the Northern Lights, which I did see in the first week of November, so that was awesome. And went to bed really early, and then woke up at 4 in the morning, just wide awake. Eventually went back to sleep. It took a while. And then I woke up and I was kind of conflicted because I didn't have kids with me, so I could sleep in a little, but I wanted to explore the day because I wasn't going to be there that long. So I hopped in the car, drove out to the national park, and went to see the geyser. I'll show some pictures. And it sunset around 4:30 and it was snowing pretty hard, so around that time I decided to head back to town, and then I hit rush hour, which is it's actually pretty bad, surprisingly. It's over quickly, but it's actually really bad because there's no like subways or metros or anything, so pretty much everybody drives. There are some limited buses, but pretty much everyone just drives everywhere. And so I actually just pulled over in the mall because I was sick of everyone tailgating me in the snow, in the dark, with a GPS that wasn't that helpful. Which was great though, because I got to buy some souvenirs at mall prices instead of, where like my sister-in-law collects decks of cards. I got one for $2 instead of 10 where I saw them everywhere else. And I got some really cute Christmas decorations, and Santa got some cute stocking stuffers. And what was nice too is they had a grocery store there. So I got a salad bar, and I got a sandwich for the next day. And I tried the yogurt, which I don't think it's that exciting, but they're super proud of their yogurt. And then excuse me, sorry, I went back to the hotel and watched the Northern Lights for a lot longer. I was kind of bummed because the Fisherman's Village had advertised a hot tub, so I thought I'd be, sitting in the hot tub watching the Northern Lights, which didn't happen because it was broken. But it was so cozy. I'll share some pictures. It was on the peninsula, about 20 minutes away from Reykjavik, and so that was nice that the lights were all gone and I could actually see the Northern Lights, because had I been staying in Reykjavik, I don't think I would have actually seen them. And it saved me from having to go out on a tour. I could just go out from my hotel room, walk around the beach for a little bit, and then go back in and warm up. I had 2 pairs of pants on, socks, boots, jacket, hats, gloves, and I was freezing, absolutely freezing. I was completely unprepared for how windy Iceland is. They just cut straight to the bone.